I'm Mort Cooper, host on Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. I have in studio with me two young ladies, one with a condition that is simple to treat, according to me. The Wall Street Journal interviewed Norton Simon, a very wealthy guy, in 1980, front page, and he called me miraculous because I saved his voice. He had what is called muscle tension disorder, but for 35 years it was then called myasthenia laryngeus. They changed the term, but it's the same thing. And he had a poor voice. He could hardly talk, and I helped him to get his voice back. For 35 years, he didn't have much of a voice. That's on the front page of the Wall Street Journal in 1980. The American Speech and Hearing Association said that my claim that I can change voices in seconds is not validated, that the American Speech and Hearing Association, of which I'm a member and long-standing, it takes months and months, 3 months or more, by voice pathologists to find the right voice, if that. I do it in seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I do it on Oprah, I do it on CNN, I do it on national radio, Larry King, and so forth. Somebody's wrong. They also said on that front page story in the Wall Street Journal that the conditions I treat, spasmodic dysphonia, this is in 1980, are not severe, and they're probably, they question whether it's spasmodic dysphonia or not. Poppycock, it was. So I'm up against the American Speech and Hearing Association, of which I'm a member, and the medical community, which says and guarantees there are no cures of spasmodic dysphonia, and that I can't do what I'm doing, changing voices for those with bad and raspy voices, such as the young lady we're going to have in a minute to talk with you about it. We're going to run the Fox News network. Let's run that now because that's telling.
In today's FoxRx Health News, an ailment that many people see as hopeless. It's called spasmodic dysphonia, or in simpler terms, strangled voice. What it does is change normal speech into strangled whispers. But now there is some hope. Joining us is Dr. Morton Cooper. He's a voice pathologist who's written several books on how to improve your voice. Also with us is Fran Frederick, who is one of his patients. Welcome to both of you. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Doctor, first let me ask you, just to explain to people how this thing comes about. Do people misuse their voices and it ends up being, something happens with their vocal cords that they get so sort of gummed up that they can barely speak?
Absolutely. They talk in the lower throat. The medical people call it a focal laryngeal dystonia. I find it's a dysphonia. That means that they're misusing their voice, and I take the voice out of the lower throat and I put it up in the face. And take a listen to the voice that this young lady had, Fran. I'll play it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's the strangle voice.
All right, can we hear Fran speak? Fran, if you would, just
Yes,
speak to us.
hi. I'm speaking.
Do
I sound a little better?
I would say you sound a lot better.
I feel a lot better, too.
What sort of treatment did you go through?
Actually, it's a direct voice rehabilitation treatment where basically you learn how to talk out of the lower throat and bring the actual speaking into the mask, which is the nose and the mouth.
Right. Now, doctor, I mean, there's been a lot of coverage on this, and there are other doctors who recommend injecting botulinum toxin, which we should explain to people is a poison into people's throats.
Right. And Fran had that at Vanderbilt, and she'll tell you about what happened to her.
I did have one Botox injection, and I will never have a Botox injection ever again.
What happened?
It's muscle spasms throughout the body. I didn't have a voice for 2.5 weeks, and they told me I would never recover a voice ever again, completely, 100%.
Yikes. And yet, Dr. Cooper, you say that even there's a group that's sort of an advocacy group for people who suffer this strangled voice that advocates botulinum toxin injections as the way to treat it, and that it is otherwise totally incurable.
The medical profession hasn't had a single cure in 130 years since Stroud first discussed it in 1871. For the record, the sport group, Spasmodic Dysphonic Group, has generous donations of money from Allergan, the maker of botulinum toxin, called Botox. And they have serious side effects, which I find they're not reporting. Fran had very serious side effects, spasming of the neck and the chest and so forth. I report cures for over 25 years, and the medical profession and the Spasmodic Dysphonic Association are in denial about these cures and not giving patients the choice to decide for themselves to get a better voice by direct voice rehabilitation.
You describe yourself as a pain in the backside to a lot of people who advocate botulinum toxin. Why is it that you are at such loggerheads with some of the other people here?
Because I'm a non-invasive procedure, and the medics, a small group of them, are giving Botox shots ongoing. They have 700 patients, 900 patients. They have an annuity for life. I'm saying there's a cure and been reporting the cure for over 25 years. I'm a former professor at UCLA Medical Center, and the patients I have cured come from the Mayo Clinic, diagnosed there, UCLA Medical Center, Scripps. We had Ginger Chang, who was diagnosed at Scripps and told it's hopeless. She came in, had a work with me by direct voice rehabilitation, has been cured over 1 year. Gail Pace at UCLA Medical Center, diagnosed by Dr. Burke, the chairperson. He referred her. She had abductor and adductor, such as Fran had, diagnosed at Vanderbilt, and she has a voice for over 9 years, cured. The Mayo Clinic.
Right. That's right.
Yes, Fran?
Yes, I just wanted to add, there are a lot of people out there who do not think there's a cure for spasmodic dysphonia. And there is a cure. Obviously, listen to my voice. It's curable. So for the people out there that I've talked to all over the websites and internet that are stuck in their homes for 20 and 30 years, I want them to know that there is a possibility of rehabilitation. And I think that's important.
With that, we'll let that be the final and emphatic word.
Thank
Fran
you.
and Dr. Cooper, we thank you both for being with us and for explaining this. Thanks once again.
We're back in studio, and who said something about my hair?
The technician.
Technician said it, and you laughed. I had more hair than I do now. I pulled my hair out because I work with patients who make a federal case of a simplicity, that you have an excellent chance if you have spasmodic dysphonia to get a natural cure. My colleagues are well-intentioned in medicine and academia, and they're compassionate, humane, but they're on the wrong road. None of them have ever had a single cure of spasmodic dysphonia. Never. In over 135 years, beginning in 1871 when Traub first described the condition. There's something wrong with what's going on. I cannot cure a medical problem. It's not a medical problem from my experience. You are talking wrong. Who are you?
I'm Nancy.
Nancy. You have spasmodic dysphonia.
I do.
You had how many Botox shots?
About 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. And the outcome?
Well, the aftermath of the shots left me very breathy for a number of weeks. Mm-hmm. And so, therefore, the period of time where you had less of a shaky voice was not that long. Perhaps it was 6 weeks, but it certainly wasn't a cure by any means.
They guarantee there are no cures. You're on Botox for 4 to 10 times a year, each and every year, maybe more times than that.
That's correct.
The cost is $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I call it a full employment act for those who are giving the Botox shots. There are only 200 of them in the country, basically, of 10,000, of 14,300. Only 200 doing it. And it's a lifetime annuity, I say. I'm sorry to say that, but I think that's unfair.
My bigger concern that no one could seem to answer was, what are the long-term effects of continuous Botox injections?
Nobody knows. Brin, who brought Botox to the field, Dr. Mitchell Brin, in 1984, said in 1991, before hundreds of people, and I was there, that he wanted to withdraw Botox at the earliest possible time, fearing the long-term downside effects on the body. Today, he's the Vice President of Development for Allergan, which he is employed by that company, and he says that statement is dated. It may well be, but nobody knows the long-term downside effects on the body. So there is a concern and consideration. You have any other comments about the long-term downside effects on the body? Nobody knows.
The other question that I would have for you is, in treating your SD patients, what is the turning point where people seem to be able to put together appropriate breath support and raise the pitch so that the sound is projected through the face rather than the lower throat? Is there a secret or a key to putting this all together?
There is a key to getting your voice out of the lower throat. Just say yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
Say it again.
Yes.
Say it again.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Do you feel that voice up in your face?
Yes.
All right. And where do you talk?
Normally.
Yeah.
Down in the lower throat.
Right. Sarah, can you hear the change?
Absolutely.
Your name is Sarah, and you have what I call muscle tension disorder. You don't have SD. You were told that you might have spasmodic dysphonia, right?
That's correct.
My comment to you initially is that I don't hear it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You have a bad voice. It's a breathy voice, and it doesn't last long.
Right.
You can't talk throughout the day. How long can you talk with the voice that you're using?
I have about an hour a day of speech available to me.
Right. And that your voice, can you feel the tension in your lower throat?
I can.
Okay. Just hum. Just hum. Mm-hmm.
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 Now, hum the first bar of Happy Birthday. Just hum it. Now just point to where you feel it. Right. And that's where you should be talking. You don't do that. You talk in the lower throat.
Right.
Okay. You can't say mm-hmm, can you, Nancy?
Not easily.
Try it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Try it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now say yes.
Yes.
That's where I want you. I want you to raise the pitch. I want Sarah to raise the pitch. Sarah says it doesn't sound good, it's unfamiliar to her. Use it. If it were acceptable to her, she could do it by herself. And she's going to fight using that range because it doesn't sound right to her, doesn't feel right to her, robotic, artificial, phony, not you. Is that correct, Sarah?
It doesn't feel familiar to me.
Right. Now just say mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to do this. I want you to say, hum the first bar of Happy Birthday. Now say what you just said a moment ago. It doesn't sound right or whatever.
It doesn't sound right.
No, but I want you to say it right off the humming the Happy Birthday. Say it in the same place.
It doesn't sound as normal.
Okay, say it louder. You're dropping down.
It doesn't sound normal to me.
Good, say it louder.
It doesn't sound normal to me.
I want you to say it like I'm deaf.
It doesn't sound normal to me.
Now hum, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, one.
Mm-hmm, one.
Mm-hmm, two.
Mm-hmm, two.
Can you feel the voice up there?
Not yet.
Okay, you drop down. Say, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Say one.
One.
Mm-hmm, one.
Mm-hmm, one.
Mm-hmm, two.
Mm-hmm, two.
There's your voice. Okay. You hear that voice, Nancy?
Absolutely.
Does it sound good to you?
Very good.
Does it sound loud?
No,
She says it sounds loud.
it sounds very natural.
Okay. So we're fighting a voice image. I call it voice mythology, voice myths. What do you do?
I'm an attorney.
Say yes.
Yes,
Why didn't you talk up there?
because it's unfamiliar.
That's your voice, the yes. Say yes.
Yes,
So what I want you to do is, when you're in the office with me, or here for 2 weeks, yes, one, yes, two. Let me hear you do it.
yes, one. Yes, two. Yes, three. Yes, four.
And how do you normally talk?
I normally talk in the lower pitch.
Why?
I'm not sure why.
Well, the medics say you have a neurological problem. You have a basal ganglia dysfunction. You have a chemical imbalance in your brain. They can't find it. You have a genetic problem. Did they find anything like that for you?
No,
You have a famed ear, nose, and throat doctor who's giving you Botox, a state-of-the-art treatment of choice. That's what they say. I don't agree with them. I think they have the wrong cause. You're misusing your voice. And you did it by dropping the pitch down unintentionally. And you squeezed the lower throat. Say yes.
Yes.
Sarah, tell me what you hear.
A nice, strong voice.
But when you say it, you don't have a nice, strong voice.
I know.
I want you to say yes.
Yes.
No, I want it like Nancy's voice. Say yes.
Yes.
No, say it louder.
Yes.
Say mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hum the first bar. So she has to work off the first bar of Happy Birthday. They call me the Happy Birthday voice doctor. Okay? Where do you laugh, Nancy? You laugh higher?
A little bit.
Say yes.
Yes.
Talk on the yes. Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Sarah, is she
5.
at the same level as yes?
No, she's not.
No. Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes 1.
Yes, 1.
Go to 5.
Yes, 2. Yes, 3. Yes, 4. Yes, 5.
You don't have SD. You don't have spasmodic dysphonia. All you had to do is raise the pitch of your voice. Counsel, you're a bright light. I tell you, raise the pitch of your voice. You're a pianist. You said you could do what I want you to do. Do that again.
Yes, 1. Yes, 2. Yes, 3. Yes, 4. Yes, 5.
Nobody would know you ever had a problem, Sarah? Would you know she had a voice problem?
Not with those 5.
No. I want Sarah to do the same thing. Sarah talks down here and so forth. I need to raise, you have to raise the pitch of your voice. You say it sounds unfamiliar to you, right?
Right.
You have to give up that mythology. Nobody hears what you hear.
I also have a problem of raising it. It's not that I'm intentionally speaking down here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem getting it.
Okay, just hum the first bar of Happy Birthday.
Mm-hmm.
In the office, I have a voice mirror that shows you the pitch of your voice instantaneously. That's what you sit at. You practice till you can duplicate that sound on mm-hmm, use it mm-hmm, and then 1, mm-hmm, 2. Try that.
Mm-hmm, 1, mm-hmm, 2, mm-hmm, 3, mm-hmm, 4, mm-hmm, 5.
Forgive me and correct me if I'm wrong. You think you're loud.
It feels strained.
Does it feel loud?
A little bit.
Nancy?
It's not.
I like that. It's not. You're raising the pitch.
It's not. It's not at all. In fact, Sarah has a lovely, lilting, singing voice that's very pleasant.
Let's hear it. Can you hum? Can you sing it?
No.
Okay. She can hum it. She can't sing it. So she has to go step by step to get out of this problem. When you raise your pitch, Counsel, your voice sounds fantastic.
Wow.
Say yes 1, yes 2.
Yes, 1. Yes, 2. Yes, 3. Yes, 4. Yes, 5.
If you had a neurological problem, if you had a genetic problem, if you had a disease, which they're saying you have theoretically, they can't find it, the medics, the academicians. If you have a basal ganglia dysfunction, which they say you have, but they can't find it. If you had any of these problems, all medical theories, molecular biological cause, they say, there's something wrong with you. You couldn't change your voice. If you have Lou Gehrig's disease, if I told you, get up and walk, do you think the patient who has Lou Gehrig's disease, when it's in the severe stage, can get up and walk?
No.
But you can change your voice. Say yes 1.
Yes, 1. Yes, 2. Yes, 3. Yes, 4. Yes, 5.
Something is wrong with the medical theories. They never have a single cure in over 135 years now. Not one. Never. And they proclaim on their websites, medical websites in this country and internationally, they guarantee that your condition, spasmodic dysphonia, is incurable. and I report ongoing cures. We watch the Fox News network. Fran, she has a new voice. I cannot cure a neurological problem. I can help cure a problem of misuse, and that's what I'm saying both of you have. Yours is more severe than Sarah's, but if you do what I want, your prognosis is excellent to find a cure. You have one step at a time to get out of it. Can I hear you say yes, 1, yes, 2?
Yes, 1. Yes, 2. Yes, 3. Yes, 4. Yes, 5.
What happens to your stomach? You have one hand on your stomach. What happens to it as you say yes, 1, yes, 2, and yes, 3, and 4, and 5?
The stomach pulls in.
Thank you. But when you normally talk, tell me what happens to your stomach.
Your stomach pushes out as you take a breath.
That's okay, but what happens when you talk?
Your stomach goes in.
Should it go in, or does your stomach go out when you talk?
Well, that's part of the problem that I'm trying to reverse.
Where are you talking?
From my lower throat.
Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes, 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 yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do you hear the voice? It's as clear as could be. My take on all of this, folks, is that change your voice by doing a change of pitch. I am censured, I am demonized for being the pitch man in this country. I report unbelievable, miraculous cures of various problems considered outside of that possibility because I work with pitch. I am called the pitch doctor. And I find that pitch is the key element to get the voice to be in the face. Key. And then you have to talk in the face and you get the feel of it. Now when you raise your pitch, your voice comes out. Why is that so devastating to the medical field and the academicians in my field in writing in the most prestigious journals that pitch is a no-no?
Dr. Cooper, I'd like to make an observation.
Say yes.
Yes.
Could you make the observation in the higher pitch?
I'll try. You place the responsibility on the patient with guidance to do what you direct them to do. I think in the medical profession, the focus is on the medical practitioner as if the responsibility or the control were in their hands, whereas you encourage the patient to take responsibility for the breathing, the raising of the pitch.
Can you say yes?
Yes.
You're getting better, aren't you?
I hope so.
How do you normally talk?
In a much lower range.
Can you feel the difference?
Yes, because my voice shakes far more in the lower range.
They say you have essential tremor.
Correct.
You asked me, do I hear essential tremor? I hear a tremor. There are two types of tremors. One from a neurological condition, which is a true dystonia. And I don't believe you have it. I think the tremor is coming from the fact that you're talking in the lower throat and squeezing it. Then you have eye spasms and neck spasms and so forth. I say that's related to the voice misuse. The medical field says that's poppycock, Cooper. That is coming from eye spasms and neck spasms and facial spasms are coming from a dystonia, a neurological problem. Then how can I help cure that? I can't. I don't believe they're right. I believe they're on the wrong road. Well-intentioned, humane, and compassionate, they're on the wrong road. And I have documented cases of what I'm talking about. There's something amiss. They are not trained in voice. And my field is of the view that if you have H words or you do various things which I find as a circus without a tent, folks, a circus without a tent. I picked up that phrase reading it in the newspaper. And that described what I find is going on in the treatment of spasmodic dysphonia and bad and raspy voices. So I want you to talk higher and just talk on the yes sound. Yes, I, yes, am, yes, counsel. Try it.
Yes. Yes, I. Yes, am. Yes, counsel.
Sarah, does she drop down after she says yes each time?
I heard it on the second two.
Okay. And you go down the lower throat. I want you to say yes again.
Yes.
Now 1.
1.
Yes, 2.
Yes, 2.
So what I have you do is in the office, you're going to be working on yes, 1, yes, 2. You can't go to words. Words traumatize you when you drop down. You go into content. I want you to concentrate on process. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. If you can change, you can't have the conditions they say you have.
Well, you give SD patients hope, which is very important.
What do they do?
You give SD patients hope.
I give SD patients the direction, not hope. I give them the direction that gives them the hope, because if they can change the voice and do what I want, they have an excellent prognosis to overcome a so-called incurable voice problem. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Can you say yes?
Yes.
Is that your normal voice? Do you use that normally, that range?
No, but that's what I'm working toward.
Say yes.
Yes.
So you have to work off a mantra sound. Sarah, you feel the new voice is unfamiliar, strange to you. That's typical. That's what patients say. That's why they fight it. They're fighting against a change of voice, and they're of the view that the change of voice is traumatizing them. The people outside of themselves don't hear what you hear. They hear a lilting voice when you hum the first bar of Happy Birthday and talk in that range. Our half hour is up. It has flown. Thank you very much. I'm Mort Cooper. Change your voice, change your life, yes. Subtitle, voice myths, you live with it. And you create voice suicide. You don't have to. There's hope for hopeless voices. There's hope for various types of voice problems by direct voice rehabilitation. I'm Mort Cooper. Bye-bye.